Welcome back to another episode of Askewed Reviews. And today I received another early access screener from my friends over at Pixel Scene Media for a film that's going to be out very soon. And the movie that I'm referring to is the 2025 film American Sweatshop, directed by Uta Brieswitz. So, American Sweatshop is being described as a cyber thriller for the doom scrolling generation, to which I can definitely see this being aimed towards them. I just don't think you can really call this one a thriller. There are some moments to it, but in general, I almost feel like it's more of a drama. So, I'm going to tell you more about the concept, and let's see if this is something that interests you. So, our main character of Daisy, played by Lily Reinhardt, is a social media content moderator. And this means that she sits down, watches pretty much anything that gets posted to the internet, and if it's considered horrible, horrifying, or just plain outright terrible, she deletes it. But otherwise, she passes it along for everyone else to be able to view it. Now, she's not the only one, as she and a bunch of her coworkers do this for their job 8 hours a day. We quickly realize that this is a job that is not for the faint of heart, as you have to watch things that might actually end up scarring you emotionally and mentally before the general public gets to view it. Now, Daisy's been doing this job for about 6 months as she did not pass her nurse exam. She is not really a huge fan of this job, but it pays the bills. One day, while going through these videos, she ends up seeing one that involves a man brutally harming a woman with a hammer and nails. Now, at this point, she ends up fainting because of how severe and just how horrifying this is. Once she gets back to work, though, she tries to talk to her manager about seeing if they can send this to the police. Now, the manager tries to explain that with this content, they can't really prove whether or not this is real or if this is being acted out or special effects or whatever it is, and it's just their job to make sure that some of these horrifying things just don't move on from them. Daisy, of course, decides to not drop this. She first reaches out to the police, to which they explain that unless they actually know whether or not this is real, or where this is happening, or who this person is, they can't really do much about it. So Daisy decides to take this into her own hands. She then does everything within her power to figure out not only who this person is, but where they reside. And now she decides that she's going to confront them in person. Throughout the film, we do get to know a lot more about Daisy, but what we're trying to figure out by the end of this film is she going to confront this person to either one, take them on physically herself, two, once she has enough information, then give that to the authorities, or three, is this potentially something that she herself might not know that she's actually into and wants to be a part of? To find out the answer to that, you'll have to watch American Sweatshop for yourselves. So when it came to this film, at least for me, I really did not end up liking this one very much. And it's not because it had a bad story or bad acting or anything like that. I like the concept for the story, even though I felt like there was much more they could have done with it. My biggest problem was with the character of Daisy. Not the actress Lily Reinhardt. I thought she did a wonderful job, but Daisy is a really, really hard character to even remotely like, mainly due to the fact that she makes the worst decisions throughout this entire film. Like, every decision is the worst possible decision she could make. She ends up alienating people and just not treating her friends the way she should. And I don't know, it just made her so unlikable, in my opinion. Now, I don't disagree with the character's choice on the mission there. Like, I completely understand why Daisy can't get this out of her head and why she wants to stop this person from doing what they're doing and hopefully save anyone else from being in that situation. But it's just the way she goes about it is just really bad, bad choices. Now, if this movie was centered more on the rest of her coworkers, I think it would have been a better film. Like, I actually really enjoyed and liked those characters, and having them work together as a team to try to solve this issue, I feel would have been the better choice than rather just having Daisy be the main character here. But that's all just my personal opinion on this film. I do still recommend checking this one out for yourselves because maybe you'll like it much more than I did. For at least me on my scale, I'm going to give American Sweatshop a 2 out of 5. And if you want to go check out this movie, it is going to have a limited release, I believe, that is starting this upcoming weekend. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And once again, a big thank you to my friends over at Pixel Scene Media for allowing me to watch another early access screener. And if you get an opportunity to watch American Sweatshop, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments.